Hello? Wait. I'm just going to try one other thing. Okay. So weird. I've got no idea. I'm so sorry. Thank you very much, Jamie. How you doing? So I wasn't grumbling. I was looking at the striking scorpions, and I was saying that obviously they're not as good as the warp spiders, but they're pretty good. They come with the chainsaws, shuriken pistols, and they also had their sort of weird these gold things on their helmets. I also think they shot needles out of them. What's up, Fraser? How's it going? I do apologize. I forgot I had muted one of the buttons on the Go XLR, and it was apparently that affects absolutely everything, which I never realized after about 3 years of owning the thing. I've just always had it on, but for today, for some reason, it was off. Anyway, well, it's bloody windy over here. It's very windy, and yeah, it's just very, very windy over here. Last night was quite windy as well. I'm all right though. I got my coffee, and it's still hot, which is the main thing. What's everyone up to today? What's the plans? If everything was quiet at the beginning of stream today, I'm gonna have to edit the entire stream somehow and chop off all of the muted bit, which must have been about, what time is it? About 10 minutes of just me going like that. So I don't know if a Heresy sort of article is going to appear today. They have started dropping them again every Thursday, and I was hoping to sort of continue in that a little bit, but if they're not doing it today, that's okay. We're just going to look at these for a bit, have a chat before Christmas, and then basically what I was also saying at the beginning of stream, although probably muted now, that I don't know when I'm streaming after Christmas, because my middle brother and his family are coming back here. Because I'm going to my youngest brother's for Christmas, and then coming back afterwards, obviously, with my middle brother and his family. I don't know how long they'll be staying for. And I'm obviously not going to be yeeting them out of the house, because I don't see them too often. So I'm going to spend as much time as I can with him. Coffee and a cigarette, and then I'll be pottering about until work at 4. I tell you what, that would have, like, in the good old days when I was working at the Lion King, that would have been basically how my day goes. I did quit smoking at the Lion King. I managed to go cold turkey. And that was it was a very painful couple of weeks. You may prime something. What might you prime? Road Squatch, hello, how you doing? Sorry, I do apologize. Thank you very much. Sorry, my chat is normally I have 2 monitors. Well, technically I've got another monitor. It's over there, but it's the chat is even further away than I would like it. So let me also, by the way, if you haven't liked, do consider liking the stream. Helps the algorithm. I don't know, all that nonsense. And here we go. So these are actually, I kind of like this one here. This is like this one. We've definitely got some aspects of what's his name, Cassandras. I forget what's their not avatar. I forget their Exarch. Is it the Exarch? No, that's like the squad leader, isn't it? I've forgotten the name of the big chief of the aspect. What the hell? What is its name? Karandra. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's the one, Jamie. But what are they? What's their sort of So the Exarch's like, I don't know, squad leader or something like that. But the big chief, what do they get called? Phoenix Lords. That's the one. Yes, of course. I knew that. I definitely knew that. Thank you. One cannot work in hospitality and not use nicotine. They'd fold in half like a deck chair. I got a bunch of underworlds. Oh, which warband are you looking forward to painting? Test the waves of Blanche before I tackle my FEC. Hell yes. As always, I do always suggest getting those underworld kits where possible, if they catch your eye. Well, they're always great fun to paint. Individual sort of, not characters necessarily, but individual sculpts. Nothing too repetitive or anything like that. Are any of those links actually correct? Strangely enough, they all look correct for once, which is a bonus. So these are Jez's sketches. I wish I could draw. I can't draw to save my life. Shuriken gauntlets. I used to love looking at these old pictures when I was at school and had access to one of the like the White Dwarf magazines and the Codex back then. It was a great time. So this is the new one. Antenna style decoration to keep theme from helmet. Oh, okay. Antenna style. All right. Massive sensor antenna. So these things are all antenna sensors, I guess. That's I never knew that. That's very strange. You got the WD that is. Oh, really? I had a stack of those magazines. I had like a big old stack of the old White Dwarfs, and I suspect they were moved. They were disposed of when I went to school at some point. I'm gutted about that. Absolutely gutted about that. You got 11 to paint, and I'm looking forward to all of them, but I'm probably most excited about the Exiled Dead Hexbane Hunters. As soon as I saw that, I thought my brain instantly went to more time. I really enjoyed painting that warband. You had to rebuy them all off eBay. It's one of your favorites. Which, I don't suppose you know offhand which White Dwarf it is. Unless it says in the article and I just skipped past it as always. I don't suppose it'll say in here actually, will it? Anyway, I don't want to sort of make everyone sick by scrolling too fast. Shuriken's pistol has a viewfinder psychically, linked to its bearer. So they can see through multiple spectra as well as swiftly identify friend from foe. Ah. Gains the indirect special rule, and the operative must make a shooting attack with it against an Oh, okay. Right. Interesting. Okay. Right. Let me just refresh this page again. No, I don't know when the Heresy article is released, if at all. Like, I mean, what time it's generally released on Thursdays. I thought it was 11, hence the time of this stream. But there we go. Not the end of the world. I'm not going to be worrying about it too much. 127 with the Dragon Rider on front. I can't even remember when I first I genuinely don't know the first White Dwarf magazine that I purchased. It would have been, I went with a So I was at boarding school. So I went with a friend of mine, a school friend, back to his house for a weekend down in, I don't know where he was living. My brain's saying sort of Gloucestershire somewhere. I could be really wrong. Anyway, whatever. Doesn't matter. His mum took us into the local town on the Saturday afternoon, I think. And we went to White Dwarf Games Workshop. And she purchased my very first White Dwarf miniature. Sorry, I'm going complete. Games Workshop miniature and White Dwarf magazine. It was what was it? Oh, I think it was either a Space Wolf Terminator or Ulrich the Slayer. Because I know I got him incredibly early on, and I wish I could find my old painted miniature of him, because he definitely needs, I don't know, stripping and repainting, or just keeping on the shelf to remind me of exactly how far my paintings come. 127. Yeah, what would have mine be? I don't know. I would have to really rack my memory for that. But I did see this morning as I was trying to wake up. So there's got a new book, a new novel for the world of legend. So this is going to be based in the old world. Now, I like the old world. I find the Age of Sigmar bunch of different worlds a bit, like all of the different worlds a bit, I don't know. I'm not really, I just like the old world, really. The lore of it and all that stuff. So I am going to be getting this book. I have tried some Age of Sigmar books, and I've tried some Age of Sigmar audio books as well, but they just aren't sitting. They aren't not really kind of settling with them for some reason. But I read an old world book quite recently and absolutely loved it. So I will be getting this. The first one I owned was the one with the silhouette of the Wraith Lord in it before they revealed it. It had Vestroyans in it as well. I'm so glad I got the Vestroyan Platoon box set, or the Army box set back then. I mean, this is from 90, I think. Okay, that would have been a bit too early for me. I remember playing Space Hulk or Space Crusade. I played both of them at school, but I can't remember which one I played first. That got me into 40k. But back then I was slightly, like, I lived in the middle of nowhere back then, and going to a Games Workshop store then would have been impossible. So I got into sort of 40k properly at my next school when I was 13 or 14. First model I owned was the Orc Mech Boy. Yeah, I wish I could find the old second edition box set of 40k. I wish I could find it. I have no idea where it's gone, and it hurts. It hurts. It doesn't really hurt, but it is painful. And my brother used to collect orcs, my youngest brother, and I would love to find his old orc collection, because he had some nice models as well. Anyway, so this looks like we've got some Bretonnians versus Tomb Kings, potentially in this book. Graham McNeil's Lord of the Lance. Oh, I like that. Not quite Lord of the Dance, but almost. I'm not really one for getting these limited edition covers, though. They're not quite for me. So he's taken one of the border princes, been taken hostage. Yada, yada, yada. Forced to mount a treacherous expedition into the land of the dead, where kings and queens of old rest uneasy in their tombs and life struggles to find purchase. That is a nice illustrated map. They've got fleur-de-lis on the side of it. That is a very fancy book. Obviously signed by the man himself. 1,500 copies of them with a blue ribbon. Strangely, I loved looking at the old, thinking back to the old stores with the Bretonnian armies in, and White Dwarf magazine with the beautiful army pictures. I loved it, but I also knew back then it would have been a complete waste of money because there's no way I could paint that well. No way I could paint that well. Maybe this time around I might be able to paint some Bretonnians. So the old world is before the end times, obviously. The end times had a real fatalistic vibe to it, where the doom of the world was, if not assured to the heroes fighting against it, or at least highly likely. This time the period still has hope. Well, that's good. Guardians of the Forest, that's Wood Elves. I'm really looking forward to this book. So that will be a good one. I'm going to refresh the page yet again. I'm going to drink some coffee before it goes completely cold. Hold on. Funnily enough, I was looking at that the tip link for donations at the end of stream on Sunday, and I realized the link that I had was completely old and went to a dead page, basically a 404 page. I still don't know if I'm going to bother with Old World. I think it'll depend on what orcs. Yeah, that's fair. That's absolutely fair. I do technically have a Age of Sigmar army, which is Cities of Sigmar, but it's basically just all Empire units. I do have a Slaves to Darkness army as well, and I do technically have a Skaven army, but these are basically all Old World armies, which is I think I'm going to keep the Skaven haven't been built yet. So I've got to make my mind up on the base on that front. But you know, that is a whole. It's going to be a different style of games. And as I don't particularly game very much, it's not going to be a major issue for me. It's just whatever I think looks coolest, in my humble opinion. Now I know over Christmas they are doing Warhammer Plus. They're doing some freebies from Warhammer Plus. So make sure if you're interested in the Warhammer Plus content, you can go and make the most of that free stuff. I don't think it's a huge amount, but it's a bit to sort of whet the taste buds, so to speak. So this is a one-off game with a twist. Warhammer Quest battle report. I like the scenery. Huh. So all the walls, tiles, and furniture were built to use expanded PVC. Huh. It's created over a month. Look how cool this is. This is very cool. Expanded PVC. Okay, I'm going to have to remember that one. My gosh. That looks so nice. This looks really nice. I'll have to remember that going into next year. I do wish to be doing some scenery at some point, and I can't wait to actually get back to painting and stuff. All of my stuff is basically in boxes in the garage at the moment. We got a architect is booked for the 8th of January to come around. He's going to have to come around, chat. Then he's going to have to go away and draw up plans. Then they have to get put into the planning person, and then we have to get the builder in once we've located a builder. And so that is going to be, I'm thinking at least April before I can get painting again properly. I'm going to have to get a desk somewhere and be able to do something. Otherwise, I'm going to go absolutely potty. Reminds me, I need to get Warhammer Plus. Want that vampire lady? Which one's the vampire lady? I got some custom characters here. It's got some ratties. Snowman. A hat. A Santa hat. Father Christmas hat. Look at all these baddies they've created. That's quite fun. So you can download the scenario there. Okay then. Here are the scouts. I haven't looked at this article. There are the sprues. Okay. We can have a look at the sprues. I've not looked at the sprues yet. So this is one of the sprues. Probably the second of them. Looking at the numbers on them. Cloak, very important. Astartes shotgun. Bolters. Pistol thingies. Holsters, that's the word. Shoulder pads. Bit of carapace, sort of torso armor. Very nice. And then for the first sprue, potentially. So you got combat, you got Astartes shotgun, bolters, heavy bolter, very important. The Warhammer Plus free mini that's not the Imperial Guard. Okay, I'll have to have a proper look at that one. It's ringing a bell. But I can't. My memory is so bad at the moment. It's terrible. Most importantly, there's some tactical pointing going on. Oh, hello. We got tactical pointing going on with the two-handed tactical point. Very important. Always go with a tactical point when you get the chance. If he's holding a gun or pointing, you always go with the pointing hand. So there's a heavy bolter and a missile launcher. Those are the two heavy weapon options you get on this. You got some sort of augury scanner type deal there. Chainsword. Combat knives. Where are we? There we go. So combat knives and chainswords. That seems... So it seems to be 1, 2... And there's a sniper rifle. I do apologise. I missed the sniper rifle. I was too engrossed in the cape of awesomeness right then. So we've got 1, 2, 3 combat knives. 4, 5 combat knives. Swap out one of those for a chainsaw. So there's quite a few options going on here. I could have just read this instead of that, but every scout in the squad can take a bolt gun, shotgun, or bolt pistol and combat knife. You can also get a heavy bolter featuring stylish bear arms to make its carrier look extra beefy, or a missile launcher to bring down tougher targets on each sprue. That's pretty cool. I dig it. I dig it a lot. Yes. Not sure I'll be getting a grappling pistol. See, tactical pointing is the way forward. Plus, he's got those sort of wraparound shades straight out of the 80s. Okay. Is anyone interested in new scouts? I think I'm not going to be getting this box set with the striking scorpions in, or the 5 bits of scenery in it. I will be getting the scouts when they come out separately, though. That is for sure. That is for absolute sure. You didn't mean this one here, did you? It's got very long legs. And this sweet snake. Who is this? I saw she's leading a box that she's in a box set full of animals. Like there are some bats, there's some wolves. I don't know, there are some other beasts in there of some variety. I'm really struggling to remember what at the moment. But she's got some pretty fantastic headgear. I'd imagine she has very strong neck muscles, because this looks quite heavy. Like as soon as you tip your head back, you might be getting whiplash or something. I do dig this snake though. I like the snake there. Really nicely painted as well. Nice old Nice old battered armor as well, and a funky sword of some spear thing. Sekar's talent for intrigue outstrips even that of her rivals. She's a chief diplomat. Oh, okay. She bends foes and friends alike to Neferata's will with powerful hypnotism, spell-laden speech, and subtle subliminal gestures. Sekar and her attendants have wormed their way into Assurance Court, banking on his respect for nobility, chivalry, and the blood ties between Mortarchs. From there, they siphon the Summer King's infected blood, sending shipments of fine wines out into Sigmarite cities across the mortal realms. Sekar has kept these wheels turning with syrupy speech and careful diversions, but the arrival of the Twin-Tailed Crusade now threatens to throw her meticulous schemes off balance. So this is a pretty sweet mini. As I said, I'm not really into Age of Sigmar, but saying that, I will happily purchase sort of various characters and paint them up. As a, you know, because painting Space Marine armor, etc. does get rather repetitive, shall we say. So breaking it up with fun stuff from Age of Sigmar is always a great idea. And indeed those Warhammer Underworlds warbands. It's definitely quite a fancy mini. Oh, this was the box set we saw. So it'll be in the Fangs of the Blood Queen box, which contains Sekar, 3 Fellbats, and 10 dire wolves. I could have sworn there was another animal in this box set. Maybe I'm just adding that snake to it, which is why I was confused. So, okay. You get 3 of the big bats and some wolves. Ahoy, hoy, Reno. What's cracking? Happy Thursday to you. What's going on? We had a bit of a disastrous stream to begin with. It was, I was entirely muted. It was quite embarrassing. And as the article hasn't dropped yet, or we don't know if it even will. I mean, knowing my luck, as soon as I go offline, it'll appear. If it appears at all, it might not appear. There's Warhammer Heroes stuff. Yeah, I don't think I'll be on that. I did want to click on this one, didn't I? Reno, what are you up to today? How's your Thursday sort of unfolding? I am in about 13 minutes? 18 minutes. Well, probably the stream will be wrapping up, and I've got mince pies to make. And then at 3 o'clock, I've got my Twitch stream at twitch.tv/gloriousbadger, where I will be playing a game. I know Subnautica is tomorrow. Question is, Subnautica today, or am I going to play some Hitman for the first time in ages? I don't know. Look at this great old... Look at this. Dwarves versus Night Goblins. Amazing. Building your army. Understanding your army composition lists. Characters. Core. Special. And rare. You can also get one or both of the following categories. So you can get mercenaries or allies. Or both. Oh, mercenaries. Dogs of War. They're going to come back. What a time. That'll be great. I wish. I don't wish. If they brought the old Dogs of War box sets back, my wallet would get absolutely ruined. So I'm crossing my fingers. So the Kingdom of Bretonia army list. Up to 50% of your army points value may be spent on one Duke and one Baron, or Prophetess per 1,000 points. And then Paladins, Damsels, and Sergeants at Arms. So 50% of your army points you could invest into basically characters. That is quite a lot. That is quite a lot. Let's get one beefy character and a couple of sort of barons or something. Oof. At least a quarter of your army's points must be spent on Knights of the Realm on foot or mounted. 1+ unit of men at arms or peasant bowmen. And 0 to 1 unit of Knights Errant per unit of Knights of the Realm. Okay, so you get... That makes sense. Up to 50% of your army's points may be spent on Squires, Questing Knights, Pegasus Knights, and Mounted Yeomen. 0 to 2 units of Battle Pilgrims per 1,000 points. Okay. Up to 25% of your army's points may be spent on Grail Knights. Yes. Field Trebuchet. Absolutely. Up to 20% of your army's points may be spent on Mercenaries. Sweet. Or 25% on Allies. Either Kingdom of Bretonia or Dwarves, Empire, High Elves, or Wood Elves. Okay. I mean, obviously you go with Empire and just max out the artillery, surely. And the gun line of doom. That's what I would do. Just like bring all the guns. Lords of Bretonia. Oops, that's a sad time. That lance went right through that troll's head. By the looks of it. Hippogriff. Are they the one without wings? They are the ones without wings. I get very confused. It says Griffin. Griff there, and I always think for some reason it's a flying one. Men at Arms. You got the old Grail Monk there. Now, if you go to my website... hold on. The Armies of Infamy. Okay. Each faction will gradually gain access to Armies of Infamy, which often provide wildly different ways to muster a force. As a Bretonian Lord, you may wish to enter exile, especially as it means you can then take forbidden border prince bombards into battle, while those who really just enjoy knights and more knights may prefer an errantry crusade. Maybe we'll merge this stream into an old world thing as well in the future. I know they're very different, Old World and Heresy, but they kind of share a similar vibe, I guess. There are more articles here on combat and all this stuff. We're not going to go through all that though. Do not worry. But what I was saying is, so these... I apologize if I made you sick. These things here, I will be selling these basically on my website. This is my current website. I've not really managed to do any blog posts recently, unfortunately, because it's not had any time. And for some reason, that took way too long. I do have blog posts, Age of Sigmar, Horus Heresy, news, 3D printing. So once my store goes live, I have subscribed to Highland Miniatures, their merchant here, so I will be able to sell a bunch of Bretonian themed, styled miniatures. Same with Empire, Orcs and Goblins, Dwarves, and what else is there currently? Skeletons, Skellies, Undead. So I do have a store, but currently it is basically just a test store, and I've got some well, these are all affiliate links, these 5 things. Speaking of affiliate links, I am affiliated with, well, I have an affiliate link with Rosemary & Co. And that will take them to their website there. But yeah, this is just a test site. I was just seeing if it works. There's a sort of disclosure up there. I do not sell any of these things. But yeah, this website is going to get an overhaul going into next year. That's the main kind of thing. I've got a big A4 list of everything I need to do. And as I'm not a website developer, it's going to be a lot of pain and suffering for me. But that is okay. That is, you know, got to learn sometime. I'm going to F5 that. Okay, so there's nothing there. So, keep an eye on the time, though. There we go. So that was the Sunday preview. We're going to scroll back a little bit further and see if anything of interest. As I said, we're not looking at the Advent engine. That's fine. Living Saints and Special Rules. We don't really need to look at that. I'm still waiting on my Assault Marines. They should have been delivered, I think, last week, but I don't know what's holding things up. It's slightly irksome. Did I miss this one, though? I think I did. Newly returned Skaven Star player. Yeah, I did not see this one. Skitter stab is very real. The assassin has executed his employer's bidding for countless years, despite no proven cases of his involvement. The new miniatures and update from the early 2000s. Wow. Bounding off a discarded ogre gut plate brandishing his twin knives. His cloak is stitched with tons of little blades, billowing out into the wind as he launches himself at another poor victim. I completely missed this article. Well, if you have a Skaven army, I mean, this could definitely be a character model and for an assassin or something like that. He's pretty snazzy, no? I like his purple trousers. Yeah, I reckon this could be. I'd imagine. Is this forgeworld resin by any chance? Is it forgeworld? I imagine it is forgeworld resin. It doesn't say specifically. Will you be doing basing stuff? I fully intend to, Jammy. Yeah. Like, I genuinely don't know at this point. Oh, will I be selling basing stuff as in scenic bases or sort of basing materials? If I was going to play Blood Bowl, I'd probably run Skaven. It'll probably be this. I think this is definitely Forge World. I mean, one can always hope that they'll bring out plastic, but you know, I think that's wishful thinking. Both really. Well, at the moment, I have to basically purchase or subscribe to merchant tiers on various Patreons, etc. So I'm on a couple of Patreons, and I've purchased lifetime merchant tiers for a variety of other larger statues. But they're just kind of, I don't know, humans or monsters or whatever. They're not really Warhammer centric kind of style. They're just large miniatures to paint 75mm scale, etc. They're sort of more like painting things. So I got a lot of those. I would have to find a merchant, like a basing thing. I mean, ideally the plan would be to have my own range of stuff in the future, but that is, I don't know, more of a pipe dream at the moment rather than anything real. I would certainly like to be able to sell basing materials and stuff like that, but at the moment I've got to concentrate on just the 3D printed stuff that I can produce rather than bringing in too much stuff, and because the main issue is storage space. Like I'm very lucky to have a little studio above the garage, and I'm gonna have my printers below. I'm not really going to be able to have masses of storage for things at the moment. Like maybe in the future I would absolutely love to do that, but for the moment it's just be the printed stuff. Let us see. Oh, we've seen that orc. Rogue Trader the game. Has anyone played Rogue Trader the game? I have not. I have not played it. Apparently, it's been pretty enjoyable. It's been pretty enjoyable. There's a season pass, of course. Of course there's a season pass. And as I understand it, Space Marine 2 is going to be next year, September. September the 9th. Well, I will be streaming games then. I am going to be streaming on Twitch at twitch.tv/gloriousbadger for the considerable future playing games. I know you can dual cast, but at the moment, I like chat windows and stuff, I can barely cope with one, so I won't be dual casting for the moment. But I will be streaming games. So today I might be doing Hitman or Subnautica. It really depends exactly how I'm feeling. We'll see. I do have, however, Darktide, and I would like to play that again at some point. It's been a hot minute since I played it originally. I am incredibly hyped for Space Marine 2. Are you playing it now, Fraser? It is pretty good. Am I getting really confused? Is it anything like Diablo, but in the Warhammer universe? Or, I don't know how... Diablo, however people pronounce that word. A comprehensive guide to squigs. It's another article. I've not read many of these articles. Oh, this is the vampire you mean, Jammy, for Warhammer Plus? This one right here? You don't want the Kazarkin? I don't blame you. I don't blame you. That is actually pretty sweet. This is some pretty sweet armor, actually. It's finally clicked. Now I've seen the picture. 40k Baldur's Gate. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I've heard other people say that they've been playing Road Trader and they've been enjoying it. I'm very, 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 very hyped for Space Marine 2. Really looking forward to how they'll shoehorn chaos into it. Yeah. Well, it's going to be an interesting one, Jammy. It's made by the same people that made Pathfinder. Okay, do I even own Pathfinder? No, but I know the one you mean. Got it. You don't play Guard? That's true. Well, Jammy, there's no time like the present. You can always start to play Guard, right? You know? You can always just act new year, new army. All of that nonsense. I haven't played Pathfinder. No, I've not played. My brain was going, have I played it? I don't think I have. But I am aware of it. Sorry, I just saw that OneDrive was open on my other computer for some reason. Can't be having that. So these are the squigs. Oh, hold on. What do we got? Amp squigs. Very important. Buzzer squigs. Eaton squigs. What? Squigs for eating. Targeting squigs. This is ridiculous. Medical squigs. Squigoths. From forgeworld. Ridiculous. Hair squigs, the most important. Yeah, you don't hear about hair squigs as much as I would like. Squidgens, Squigians, Bomb Squigs. Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah. Anyway, so this wasn't really much of a Heresy Thursday because the article hasn't appeared. But that is just how we roll. Unfortunately, sometimes it's just one of those things. What I am going to do, I have noticed that it is indeed 12 o'clock though. So. But what I will do is suggest that people like, subscribe, and indeed hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss future videos and future going lives. As we go into the future, let me do that noise. You're firmly locked into your armies. I'm shifting into my collector phase because I just have armies of 40k. Just Tyranids and AOS in the Death Grand Alliance. And I shan't be straying. Jammy, I envy your self-control. That is very good. You stick to your guns on that one. I do completely understand. Well, beyond Underworlds and perhaps a cheeky little bit of Necromunda, yeah. As soon as the studio's up and running, personally for me, Horus Heresy is going to be my main thing. But also my Ultramarines first company and second company for 40k. And Necromunda. And Old World. And More Time. Yeah, it's a bit of pain. You got a bunch of corpse grinders still on the sprue. Just need to base them. Yeah, I've got to get those built as well. But as I said, everything is in the garage, and it's going to be for the foreseeable future. I do have to move a little bit of stuff. I am going to try and have to set up a desk somewhere so I can at least build miniatures, because I want, once the studio's up and running, I want to hit the ground running and have a stack of different options of stuff to paint. So what I am going to do is basically say thank you very much for hanging out with me today. It was a bit of a disaster to start with, so thank you for bearing with me. I hope everyone has a fantastic Christmas, if Christmas is a thing you do, and you get all the stuff that you want, or you just, have a lovely meal with family, etc., etc., all that kind of stuff. I don't entirely know when I will be back streaming again. However, hopefully this works. Hopefully, it takes about 10 minutes for this alert to work. Well, there's my social media stuff. So do check out my Instagram, Twitter, and all that sort of stuff. And hopefully that Discord links works. It might not. Hopefully it does. I will try and update that as soon as possible for when I know I'm streaming again after Christmas. It might not be until January the... Hold on. Don't go anywhere. It might not be until January the... the week of the 2nd or the 1st, really. I might not be able to stream again until then. So... If I don't see you, I hope everyone has a wonderful Christmas and a fantastic New Year and all that kind of stuff. I hope next year is going to be even better than this year for everyone. And I will be on Twitch at twitch.tv/gloriousbadger in 3 hours' time, but I have to go and make some mince pies first, which is incredibly important. Thank you very much, Jamie. Thank you. Thank you, Fraser, for hanging out. And I know there were other people here as well. But also, this chat window, I don't know why it's not working. It should be populated with people's words, but it's not. I've yet to figure out YouTube streaming, obviously. Anyway, thank you so much. Have a wonderful Christmas, and I'll see you afterwards. Thank you, and goodbye.